Welcome to Lovey Life Hitched Up. Join us today for a private tour of our tiny home on wheels, our NuCamp Tab 400 Boondock Lite.
So the NuCamp Tab 400 comes with the setup, and the 2020 version has been changed for 2021. Two different setups for your water and controls. First thing you will note here is your black and gray traditional hookup, black tank valve, gray tank valve, and your sewer hookup when you are connecting. This also comes with a black tank flush. Now, black tank flush allows you to add, I use a specific hose which is black. Do not use a drinking water hose, do not confuse the two. So a specific black tank hose that I hook up to a water supply, I run straight in here. What it does when the valve is open for the black tank, it sprays inside of the black tank, flushing, helping flush all that debris out of there, helping to clean off some of the sensors, things of that nature, and it flushes out with your black tank water, followed by gray tank would be done after you go through your black tank. These dual pane acrylic, they do not open, dinette, and in your bathroom gives you a little added extra light inside there as well. Comes with an outdoor shower, hot and cold, with a pull-out shower head in case you want to rinse off your feet, and or you can actually set up a little tent area out here. Runs off the same water supply system that you have when you are utilizing your Aldi. So your Aldi controls that as well, giving you an external shower setup. So two connections for water, a water supply on the trailer, which gives you access to those 22 gallons of fresh water. You have what is known as manual fill here. So what you can do is you can run a garden hose and hold and fill, and or fill through bottles or jugs or containers to replenish your fresh water through here. There's no way to attach to that, so you have to monitor and hold that. And there is an overflow valve at the bottom. When you fill it, it'll come back out here and will also come out through the bottom. That is for your holding tanks. Now, when you are connecting to city water is threaded, so there's a particle filtration on there. I also utilize a filtration system on my drinking hose. Now, you have to get a hose that is drinking water compatible, so it's free of the BPAs and all those horrible things. So we use 0G, not endorsed or whatever, but it's a great hose and it works really well. So it is for drinking water, but any of your RV hoses will specifically say for drinking water. And again, like I said, don't confuse that black water hose and your drinking water because of the possibility of contamination. Screws on, max pressure is 50 psi. Why? Because your plumbing inside of your unit, unlike your house, is made out of PEX and other things, and they're pressure max. Over 50 pounds of pressure, you run the risk of sections separating inside of your unit. Water and RVs don't mix. You don't want interior water at all costs. It can cause all sorts of issues. So the way that this one is made very well, but again, you don't want those leakage, things of that nature. I use a pressure gauge right out of the faucet from wherever my water pressure is coming from, where I'm able to adjust my water pressure on a visible gauge. I utilize that. That's in our setup video. If you watch that, you'll link that as well. So it shows that I keep that at that. This is a locked compartment. Also here, to hook into that entertainment system, is your satellite. If you're going to use satellite, if you're going to use cable TV, if you're going to use an exterior antenna like we do, the King omnidirectional antenna allows you to screw typical coax attachment right there. Next thing over is your 30 amp power supply, Goes in, rotates, and the locking collar on that, and that is how we get our power to our coach. So we use clamps on our wheels, and as well as locking lug nuts, just to slow down those honest people out there, keeping them honest. The Boondock package comes with a larger tire, a little more aggressive tread, kind of looks really cool. Gives you 3 more inches of clearance, but also gives you 3 more inches of height, overall height between the standard and the Boondock Tab 400s. And this is a tire pressure monitoring system I use on the wheels as well. So now we're getting into the guts. This is that compartment when I showed you from above, which houses your Aldi system, which was that red tube compartment towards the back side there. And let me get a little additional light in here. So you can see where the Aldi is way over there in that corner. And this is the Aldi unit itself in front of you. These are your pressure release and your low point drains for when you do have to do winterizing, your hot water bypass system for the Aldi so that you can not flood. The Aldi is not recommended that you fill that chamber full of the antifreeze throughout the winter. So you would bypass that, and then it would give you the opportunity to winterize the remainder of your tanks and your plumbing. Here you can see an example of those PEX pipes, and this is a good example as to why you would not want to overpressurize and cause yourself a leak, because you can see this area here is not designed to be water. You have an adjustment valve. It's usually set from the factory, but can be adjusted if your hot water is not hot enough, loosening the screw and adjusting it as needed. And there's lots of YouTube videos out there on what you would want to do in regards to that. But this leads into that area, and you would see why you would not want a bunch of water coming in and out of ruining your coach. And again, more examples of the quality of wood that is being used here to create this coach itself here that you see. Next down the line is our Aldi vent and intake. So it uses propane and battery and a combination of both to give you faster recovery. So you have over 2.5 gallons, I believe, in the tank that heats, but it's basically a repetitive or repeating system so it keep you from running out of hot water. Remembering though, you only have 18 gallons of gray, so you can't spend an hour and a half in the shower unless you are hooked up where you have your gray tank hooked into sewer, and you can just run your way out through there. And last on this side is where your stinky slinky goes. So this storage area here gives you access to where you would keep your sewer pipe, and I keep my elbows and attachments in there. The 2021 does not have that option, so you have to find an ulterior. And I did add an ulterior because I did want to carry a little bit more sewer pipe on here in the event that you can't get quite next to where the sewer hookup is, and it did happen to us on more than one occasion. So the rear of the Tab 400, the obvious thing that stands out the most here is going to be this giant stargazer window. Dual pane acrylic, opens up on an angle, gives you great access. This is also an emergency access point. So in the event that you're not able to get out through the door, this window opens, you can climb right out to the rear of the trailer. Comes wired with a backup camera right here. It gives you a decent view of who's behind you. I like it for when I'm driving because it lets me see who's in those areas trying to get around me, and I can give them that added extra space, keeping me less stressed out. Underneath the coach here, you can see the stabilizer jacks here and their points. Comes with a crank, and or you can use an additional bit drive to help. LED lights in the rear, top clearance, and here as well. Coming around to the campside, as they like to call it, is the access to the under storage. The under storage here gives you a decent amount of space. This is the some of our several things. We have our mirrors, and these are the wing arms for our jacket bike rack. We have a video for the jacket bike rack as well on our site as well. So the battery cutoff switch mounts up here in the upper corner. If you can see that red switch right there, that is your battery cutoff. That's important to note that when you, like when we leave today, that has to be in the off position. Otherwise, the fridge and anything else that's drawing off that would eventually draw down. But we have the Boondock package, which means we come with solar. So the solar will be constantly recharging those batteries. We have a great sunny spot here so that we're able to keep up on those batteries. But this is the exterior storage. 2 external outlets here, GFI controlled. They do not work unless you're on shore power. So you need to be hooked into shore power and or running off a generator for those to work. They do not work off the inverter at all. And the coach is made with Azdel sides on an aluminum frame Azdel. The Aldi, which is the heat and hot water system, NuCamp, tremendous company, backs their products and their customers with a lot of support. Another deciding factor for us that we made our choice based on those things. See the upgraded handle that comes with the Boondock package, the increased sturdy step, which is pretty rugged, just kind of folds up in out of the way. The only way to make this light go off is to either change the switch under there or close this. So at night, this little LED light, you can see it's kind of blue, it's kind of hard to see in the daylight, does shine down on this step. So when you put the step away, then that's when you get the light to go off. The only exterior storage area on this coach or this trailer is this area here. Somewhat limited, but we did remedy that by some things that we did up here in the front. So the Boondock package comes with the diamond plate as opposed to plastic on the platform to house your propane tank. I added these aluminum boxes on the side, very simple, just some screws mounted for the bottom, but I have a whole video on how I accomplished that on our YouTube channel under Add It to Our tab, Exterior Storage. This lets me keep my fresh water and freshwater supplies on one side and my electrical on the other. We also added the jacket bike rack, which adds the arms from here, which gives us the ability to carry 2 bikes on the front of our rig here. So we love to do bike riding when we're out there, so that gives us that added. This is also going to be used getting an attachment that will allow me to take this off here and put it right on the back of my truck, so thus not having to carry an additional bike rack, which is going to save us a lot of trunk space in our tow vehicle. So the overall weight or total GAWR weight for the Tab 400 is listed as 3,900 pounds. The dry weight is 2,864 and the wet weight at 3,133. So that gives you just over 3,133 to 3,900 for all your added additionals on there. But when you add the Boondock package, you have to add an additional 29 pounds to your base weight because of the added rack and other features that are on there, giving a tongue weight of 372 pounds of tongue weight. So that's the tongue weight. Adding the jack and additional does add a small additional amount onto the tongue, but we're towing with a Ford Ranger, which has a 700-pound tongue ability, so we're well underneath that amount. We have no issues towing with that, but I want to give you a couple other dimensions of the Tab 400 that you might or might not be aware of, and that is the overall length is 219 inches, which comes out to 18.25 feet in length. It is 90 inches wide or 7.5 feet wide, and the height for the standard Tab 400 is 104 inches or 8.6 feet. And the Boondock adds an additional ground clearance by the canting of the Dexter torsion axle and the larger tires, giving you a 107, which comes out to 8.9 or just short of 9 feet. We added, if you can see the top here, that cover, we added the Max fan cover on there. So we are a little over 9 and change. So I use my, put it at 9.5 feet to make sure I know my heights when I'm traveling, so that I know I don't want to try to squeeze under anything under 9.5 feet so I don't damage anything. Part of the construction that we love about the NuCamp Tab 400 is this is aluminum. This is a one-piece sheet that runs underneath and runs over to the entire top half of the coach, giving us a seamless roof. Other than the access points for the fan, the bathroom vent, and the vent for the black tank, there's nothing on the top. And that also houses our solar in the back. We have the Boondock package, which comes with the solar, gives us the ability to boondock a little bit more and recharge those batteries, letting us dry camp for longer periods of time. The added bonus of the platform up front here gave me the ability to add these additional storage areas, which came in handy. On an 18.5-foot coach, you want as much storage as you possibly can. So we got our trailer, and a big shout out to Miller Trailer Sales in Pennsylvania, millertrailsales.net. Our salesperson, Terry Ryan, but a huge shout out to Patsy and Preston Miller, great group of people. So if you want a NuCamp Tab 400 and you're in this area, definitely check them out. Very happy with everything we've got for them. We really appreciate it. So if you love this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you know when our next video is coming out. In the meantime, when you're out there loving life, do it hitched up.